from the bookstore, which you'll know when you get to campus. It's a very central point on campus. But now I'm going to pass it to Jaden to talk a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so what exactly is in the MCC? So first of all, is community. I definitely found my community through the MCC. There is a large variety of clubs that you can join. There are 14 clubs and 2 at-large clubs, which means they just got added for this upcoming year. So 16 total. But like we mentioned before, this has to do with the culture, but you don't have to be that part of that specific culture to be in the club, as long as you're willing to learn about it and celebrate the culture. You could totally be a part of it. Like with what Olivia said, she wants to go to every meeting. I think everyone should do that because it's each club has different things to offer, but we're going to be talking more about what those clubs are in the upcoming slides. There are plenty of opportunities through the MCC. We'll be talking more about like the events also in the upcoming slides, but one of the biggest things is like if you don't align with any of the clubs that are here, you can totally start your new one. Like we just have 2 new ones that are for this year, so definitely like to keep a lookout for that. And the MCC is a safe space. I literally go in here to the MCC like every day because I know I'm gonna find my friends will just be hanging out there. I literally eat lunch there like every day, so it's really a safe space for me, and I hope it is for you all too. But I'll pass it on to Taylor.
All right, so Jaden briefly mentioned that there are different clubs within the Multicultural Center, and so we'll just basically be going over all of the different clubs that you can find. And so like Jaden said in his introduction, there is the Asian Pacific Islander Student Union, there is BARCATA, which is the Filipino American Association on campus, the Chinese Student Association, Hermanas Unidas, Igwe Bike, and the South Asian Club in Bangladesh.
Now moving forward from there, we also have JSA, which is the Japanese Student Association. We have Hawaii Club. We have KSA, which is the Korean Student Association. LSU, the Latinx Student Association. MENA, Middle Eastern North African Club. And TLC, which is Together for Ladies of Color.
And lastly, we have USAA, which is the Undocumented Students and Allies Association. We have VSA, which is the Vietnamese Student Association. And we have our 2 newest clubs, which are ASA, the African Student Association, and QPACA, which is Queer People of Color Association.
All right, and so just briefly touching on our experiences, y'all can look at the photos that we've included. These are from like the past 2 or 3 or 4 years or so. They're kind of old, but like somewhat new too. If y'all know Natalie too, she's like pictured in the Paya co-chair photo on the bottom. So shout out Nat. But let us know if you have any questions about any of the photos that we have on the screen, and we'll be more than happy to share. But without further ado, we'll move forward in our presentation. And so basically, what can you expect when joining the Multicultural Center? So the commitment basically at like its minimum is an hour a week. So if you choose to join one club within the Multicultural Center, they host general meetings every week, either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes Friday, but that's a little rare. But otherwise, these are entirely optional. You do not have to attend, especially if something else comes up throughout the school year. So no pressure there. But otherwise, just be wary of club membership deadlines. So if you're looking to get involved with specific programs, such as like a big, little sort of thing, as well as buy like a club t-shirt, just be conscious of those deadlines. Otherwise, what do general meetings look like? Of course, there's going to be announcements in the beginning talking about measures within the Multicultural Center. So different clubs could be doing a little activity together in the coming weeks, including such events. And otherwise, there are icebreakers and activities that go on throughout the general meetings, as well as a community and culture aspect. So if you're looking to kind of keep in touch with your culture or learn more about your different identities, this is basically a really good opportunity to do so. And so at the end of every general meeting, there is a closing. So some culture clubs do give a speech, other clubs do a unity clap. It just kind of varies from club to club. So definitely just be conscious of that. Otherwise, in terms of board positions or different ways to get involved, if you're looking for a leadership opportunity this coming school year, I know that a lot of the clubs are looking for first-year representatives. Most clubs take 2 at the most, but there may be more opportunities throughout the school year, such as BARCATA's internship program. So if y'all aren't like, I don't know, willing to commit to a first-year representative position, y'all can just kind of join on that sort of basis. And I know some other clubs are looking for full-time board members as well. Otherwise, if y'all are looking for something that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more variety, there are events throughout the entire school year. So if you're looking for different ways to get involved with the different clubs, just be conscious of that. But the only thing with the events is that they tend to cost more money in terms of like the actual program itself. So that's just something to keep in mind. But without further ado, we're going to introduce Mariel and Zakia. They are the directors and associate directors, and they've just been like more than willing to come and talk to all of you. So we'll give the floor to them.
Hi. So sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Mariel. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a fourth year, so rising senior, and I will be the MCC director for next year. I'm a political science, ethnic studies double major with a Spanish minor. I'm from San Diego, California, and I originally got involved through the Latinx Student Union, also known as LSU, all the way back in my freshman year, and I've kind of stuck with the MCC ever since. I'll pass it on to my lovely director.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zakia. I am also a rising senior. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I will be the associate director for next year. I am an ethnic studies and Spanish major and a minor in political science. I'm from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, raised, and I first got involved my first year through IGUE and also through Hermanas Unidas.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much. We're so excited to be here with all of y'all. If you have any questions about anything that has been mentioned so far, just put them in the chat and we'll answer them. But kind of to give you a little introduction to the MCC. So Zakia and I are actually in the MCC right now. Oh wow, I have my charger, sorry. This is the MCC space itself. This is the lounge. I hope everyone can see that well enough. But so there's two parts. We are currently in Chappelle Lounge. Chappelle Lounge is separated into two areas. It's the MCC office, and then this is the lounge area that I just showed all of y'all. MCC tour. Honestly, y'all want it maybe for the Q&A. So hold on to your seats. But the office is where we traditionally take board meetings for all the different orgs. There's also a fridge and just storage space for the clubs, so you can hang out in there. But also this lounge is open throughout the day. It's open to anyone and everyone, whoever wants to. You can study, you can eat, you can nap. We have these really comfy chairs. You can literally do whatever you want. This is our space, made for us, by us. So that's really what we want all students to experience. But yeah, it's right across from the bookstore, as we mentioned. And just to give you guys a little bit of a background, so the MCC first started in 1985 under the first Unity movement. There has been 3 Unity movements since then, and the Unity movements are student-led movements that address the concerns of BIPOC students on campus and the needs of the MCC. So something that has been ongoing is our need for a bigger space. Like we said, we're now 16 clubs. So it can get a little hectic in here, especially when everyone's having their meetings, but it's a great space. And, we want to continue to improve it this next year. Some of our MCC values are to be a safe and a brave space for all cultures, identities, and feel welcome to promote the exchange of perspectives among individuals from different cultures and backgrounds, as well as educate and enlighten the MCC and the greater Santa Clara University community. But we do this through, as I said, advocacy on campus. We are continuously working to create a safe space at Santa Clara, through the multicultural community and through the MCC, through continuing the legacy of advocacy and social justice. So if that is up your alley, the MCC is just the space for you. And we're so glad that all of you are here. We're so glad to share this space with all of you.
So a little bit about staff. So we had 10 people on staff total, but this year with Marielle and SI coming on, we decided that finance manager would be split into two. So now we have 9 staff outside of the DAD positions. So first we have our office manager. That is the person who is on the ground running, handling all the different things such as center assistants, which we really encourage all of you to apply for this upcoming fall. She really is going to help us beautify this space, make it our own, and make sure that everything is running well. And that's going to be Kiara Mariscal this year, and she is lovely. We're super excited to have her join us. And our finance managers, Kaden Ching and Eduardo Villegas Chavez. So they are going to be handling our hundreds of thousands of dollars budget on their shoulders. They're going to be making sure that everybody is able to put on a fun and equitable culture show, that all of our money is getting dispersed to the right places, that we're getting paid, because for the first time ever, MCC staff is now hourly wages, which is kind of crazy considering we're student-run positions, but we finally got that in the bag. So next we have our secretary historian, and that for this year is going to be Maddie Javier. This position does reach beyond kind of what you traditionally think of as secretary historian, as in we want somebody to help us capture all of the moments that we're having, document it for future generations, and present it so that you guys can come in, see what we got going on, and understand exactly what we're all about. Next, our YEP, Youth Empowerment Program Director, that's going to be Sophie Basile. So she's going to be working, bringing high school students onto campus and showing them how SU can be a safe space for students from historically marginalized backgrounds. Our Community Development Director, your very own Taylor. She's going to be joining us as well, making sure that we have some really fun events for you guys this year, like McBerries. That'll be super fun. Our Community Outreach Director, that's going to be Kosum, a very, very lovely lady. She's going to come and help us put on events like Global Village. And so hopefully we'll have a lot of different things going on. Everybody be looking out to get your passport stamped this year. We're going to be having some good prizes. Our Public Relations Coordinator, Tanveen, we're going to be promoting a unified front on our social media. We're really looking to get our social media engagements up this year. So be on the lookout for all of our accounts. We're thinking about starting a Be Real. I don't know, but if you like it, then add us and we're going to get connected. And our advocacy coordinator, last but not least, Victoria Darkwa, making sure that we're bringing in nice speakers, nice, relevant, and helpful speakers, and making sure that we have a lot of good programs and events going on that are consistent with what students need. So above all, we want to make sure that all of you know that you can always contact us, submit any feedback, submit any needs that you have, because we want the MCC to be your home first, not what the university might want us to be. We're here for you. So anything that y'all need, make sure that you hit us up, and we have a whole team ready to serve. So super excited to get started with staff this year.
Yeah, and then just a little bit about our goals and visions for, the MCC this year includes strengthening our multicultural community as a whole through unification. We want to do this in a lot of different ways. If you get involved on board, that is a great way to really immerse yourself in the MCC culture. But we also want to, encourage cross collaboration between orgs, as well as just low stakes events, where everyone really gets to build those relationships, such as a retreat, which we're finally reestablishing after 3 years of a pandemic, taking it away from us, but we're super excited. As well as increased transparency and communication. Like we said, those are all our staff members. You are more than welcome to reach out to anyone at any time. You are welcome to reach out to us at any time. We are here to be your help be your guiding hand, whatever it is you may need, whether that be MCC related, whether it be academics related, whatever it may be, as well as secure funding for MCC co-chairs. So our co-chairs are the 2 presidents of every organization, and they put on a lot of work throughout the year. I was actually the co-chair for LSU last year, so I can definitely attest to all the work that they put in. But it's so important that our students get paid for the work that they are putting to support this campus and to support our multicultural community on campus, which is why those wages are so important in securing and establishing.
Oh, definitely. And so something else that we're trying to do is reestablish the role and place of MCC at Santa Clara post-pandemic. Like Mariela already mentioned, a lot of things were kind of taken away from us during the pandemic, and that definitely had an impact on us during a time of really tough change. So we want to make sure that especially y'all as first years know that this is a safe home for you. We want everybody to feel like they can come here and find a community that welcomes, celebrates, and appreciates them. And we want to be that. The MCC is that for you on campus. We can't say the same for every space on campus. So we want to make sure that you know that if there's anything ever going on somewhere where you don't feel understood, maybe your psych teacher is tripping or your math teacher gave you a B when you deserved an A, you come here, we will understand. So yeah, definitely. But we're also more than a community. We serve and we are resources and we have connections to whatever you might need. So if you don't know what to do or where to start, you can start here. We also want to really make sure to put a lot of effort into updating, solidifying, and documenting exactly what the MCC is, exactly how it operates, and what it means to SCU. So before the pandemic, we kind of operated a lot differently, and a lot of the documentation that we have, we've been transferring onto this technological platform. So things are a little bit out of date, and a lot of the programs and services that we've previously provided, they need a little bit of a shift, or maybe we need different implementation of different things. We're thinking about having an MCC concert. I don't know, let us know. So we want to make sure to update everything so that we can meet everybody's needs right now, so that we can meet our social, our resource needs, all of that good stuff. And we want that to be loud. We want that to be advertised all across campus. So that is what we're really focusing on doing this year.
Okay, also, I know we threw a lot at y'all. Again, if you have questions, please put it in the chat and we will do our best to answer it. But thank y'all for being so attentive and giving us so much love. I feel I'm a blush, but it's okay. So some of our programming put on by the MCC includes quarterly town hall. So this is put on directly by MCC e-board, which is staff, the entire list of staff that you all just saw. And this is put on to address the needs and the concerns of our students that really take full advantage of the MCC and really get involved. What is it that we need? Is it, like I mentioned, for a long time, we've been mentioning the need for a larger space, but it's also things as small as, wow, the clubs really aren't collaborating as much as they used to in the past. What can we do to address this? And this is where all MCC, regardless if you hold a position, if you don't, are welcome to come together and really express those ideas, express, maybe some solutions. It's a really great opportunity and we would encourage you all to come. How do you become a part of the MCC? How do you join clubs? That's a great question, Jacqueline. So you just show up.
Just show up.
That's it. That's all you got to do. You just got to show up to the meetings. I will say that some clubs, such as Barcata, I know have memberships, but that's not for every single club. And, these memberships, sometimes it gives you free access to certain events or discount on merch, different perks like that. So that's really the only way you would sign up to be a member. But other than that, you just show up to every meeting.
Mm-hmm.
They take place throughout the week during the same time. They have an allotted hour and we'll be publishing that list a little bit later near the school year.
And you can definitely sign up for the MCC newsletter as well. We're going to be submitting information about everything that we have going on. A lot of the different clubs have their own newsletters, so you can get signed up there. And I think, do you want to address some of these questions? We can go through our programs real quick, and then please keep submitting all your questions in the chat and we will answer them all in just a moment. But y'all get your gears rolling because we are ready to answer all your questions and get y'all involved at the FCC.
So aside from town halls, We have Global Village, which we, I think Taylor briefly mentioned in the chat. Yeah, but it's pretty much like a food market. It's a whole day celebration put out in the right here by the library. It's outside. It's kind of like what's that thing? A block party vibe? Yeah, block party vibes. We have music performances from all the different all the different cultural performances in the area, on campus, whatever it may be. MCC McBarry's is something that takes place at the end of the school year to kind of celebrate all of the hard work that has been put into the MCC by the board members, by the club members. And it's a really great opportunity for us to just reflect on the year and everything that has happened. Mock Shoddy is a new event that we introduced this past year, which is a mock wedding. Is a I like get distracted, but a Southeast Asian wedding. There's also community conversations put on by the advocacy program coordinator every quarter, about 1 to 2 every quarter. There's culture shows put on by every single culture shows is when our clubs go all out. So our culture show is, these big performances put on it, and they look a little different for every single club and every single culture really, but there's these choreographed performances. It's really, I can't even describe it to you because it's just that magical. It's just like honestly life-changing. If I would say as many culture shows as you can go to, please do. There's so much fun and so much work goes into them. It's really beautiful seeing them all come together.
So for some more of our events, we have some advocacy events put on by our advocacy coordinator. So something that we really want to emphasize this year is collabing with different organizations off campus to help get the resources and the services that we need. We have different organizations around us. We're in a really good area for having a lot of access to these things, such as the African American Community Service agencies and all different types of cultural groups and services that we can provide. So we want to make sure to have a lot of different people come on campus and provide us with the things that we need, such as, getting signed up for Medi-Cal your first year. If you're not from California, you don't have insurance and you don't want to pay out your butt for the Santa Clara one. So definitely some really important things that we're going to have coming on. We're going to have different speakers to help guide us during our time, help encourage some healing, to help us have a good time while we are at Santa Clara University. BIPOC alumni panels. So we're bringing on alumni who have already been here in your shoes, gone through the whole deal, know what Santa Clara is about, and they're going to come and share some of their experience, share how they got through things, share how they're moved forward post-graduation, so that we can help get a good idea just on how we're moving and navigating and how to exist at Santa Clara University. We're gonna have social events because like we already said, we really want to unify everybody. We want to bring everybody together, low stakes interactions, but because we're really fighting for the same thing at the end of the day here, we're all experiencing the same thing, no matter what little aspects divide us. So we're going to have things like retreat, where we're going to be taking our MCC staff and the co-chairs out, and we're going to do a little bit of bonding and some nice fun time having. And that's definitely something that if you sound interested in that, you should be looking into MCC staff next year, looking at some co-chairs. Game and movie nights, so that you can come and just have a good time, just chill, decompress after going through classes all day, and study hours, because the work has to get done at some point. So we want to make sure that you know that you can come into the MCC, just chill out, get your work done, and then hang out afterwards. A good time all around.
Yeah, so that was just a little bit of the extensive events that we cover in the MCC. Obviously, every single club also puts on their specific events for their organization. So we could literally spend the entire hour telling you about every single event, but because we are going to spare that, some great ways to get involved are through the center assistant applications that will be coming out this summer. So keep an eye out on our Instagram at SCU_MCC. And center assistants are pretty much like the first person you see when you walk into the MCC office. They are there at the desk. They do a lot of the needs for our physical space, including cleaning, greeting, just kind of doing the everyday task of the office. And then, like we mentioned, one of the very special roles that we have for first years is first year reps for every single organization. They all, most of them have two. And anyone can apply to be MC or first year rep. I was actually the first year rep for LSU my freshman year, and it really is what got me to stick with the MCC. And yeah, it's so much fun. Just like Haidia said, like it brings so much light, and it also just is a really great way to get involved. There also may be some other open positions on some boards, such as MCC rep. You would also get to go on the retreat if you are MCC rep, just keep in mind. So, you know, there's a lot of ways to get involved, but at the end of the day, follow our Instagram. You can check out our website. And then I will also put our emails in the chat. But I think now we can head on to questions. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, we can head to questions if you guys have them. And I know there's a couple in the chat, so let me take a look.
Well, while you look through that, if you want to answer like one question that we have like prepped up. So what does the MCC mean to you? And if Maria and Zakia, you want to start us off, and then like if we have time, we can answer it.
Oh, okay, I'll go. Yeah, the MCC, honestly, I think is a lot more than just, when people think of the MCC, we think of a physical space, but it's so much more than that. It's a space that brings people together, not just based on your cultural or ethnic identity, but also based on your ideals and really this commitment to, I am so sorry. Oh no, where did it go? Oh no. Hi. So sorry about that. But anyways, yeah, the MCC has really, you know, I know it's so cheesy for everyone. It's like, you know, you always hear this home away from home and how everyone really wants to find that on campus. But I don't think I would have ever found my place at SEU if it wasn't for the Multicultural Center. It allowed me to meet such an amazing group of people that really have gone with me since my freshman year, and has continued to support me. It just allows for such a great environment to grow and learn and be unapologetically yourself. And that's really what I think the MCC has provided for me.
And for me, I coming onto campus my first year, like I told y'all, I'm from Tennessee. I'm not from California. I have family out here or whatever, but it was definitely it took me a while to get adjusted to how people operate here and to being at a predominantly white institution that is in Silicon Valley. People don't have money out here back in Tennessee like they do out here. It was weird. It was scary. I didn't know what to do. So I'm also a first generation college student. I'm a lead scholar, so that's been really helpful. But the MCC has been a place where I felt like people kind of understood what I was going through, kind of understood who I was and what I've been through and what that means for how I operate on campus. Sometimes you go into a lot of different spaces and you can feel a lot of imposter syndrome. You can feel really just confused and not included because people keep saying things that don't coincide with what your experience is on campus. People keep saying things that don't coincide with who you are and how you identify and what your experience in life has been. And there are a lot of places that you can go on campus where you're just surrounded by people who don't look like you and you feel like have no idea who you are. The MCC has never been that for me. The MCC has also always been the place where I know that I can come back to. It's kind of like home base. Like you go around campus, you experience all these different things. You have good experiences, you have not so good experiences sometimes. But when you come back to the MCC, you always know what's up. You know what it is. You know who the people are, and you know that we're here for you as a person first. We care about you for your experiences. That culture of care, it's the strongest here, and I stand on that. So we definitely, that's the MCC has definitely, like Mariel said, provided a home.
And anyone else want to share? I would love, I know OLs, I know a lot of people here got their own experiences. So yeah, also if any of you want to share,
And
go
maybe
ahead.
Hadzia, because that girl, she's been in it. She's
Yeah, I can definitely share. I think I have to definitely echo what Zakia is saying, as well as Marielle. I think the best, like if I can sum up the MCC in one word, it will definitely feel, and it is home. I think I've met some of my closest friends through the MCC, and I think it's just really strong because really it's what you like put in is what you get out. And so really when you like spend time in the MCC, make those connections in the MCC, and not only within like your own like cultural club, but really like extending out and just being educated on different cultures, and being able to just share good conversations over like a good meal, and really just really come back and really feel like home. It's like the people who make it, like of course Santa Clara University, it's here for school, right? We're all here to get an education, we're all here to get a degree, but it's really the people who makes like that process so much easier, and the people who are constantly there for you, the people you can rant to, the shoulders that you need to cry on, they're always here for you. So I think it has definitely like enhanced my past first year experience, and which is why I'm still like part of a board this upcoming year on the MCC, and why I love the MCC so much, because it really gives me the people and gives me the tools to succeed in Santa Clara. I'm also a first gen student, so being able to have people who really do care about you, and what Marielle and Zakia, they're saying, it's not just because they're assistant director and a director, it's like really the stuff that you see in the stories that you hear really are true. So the MCC really is there for you. So yeah.
Yeah, and then just to make sure we have time for questions, I think we can answer some questions and then pick up whoever else wants to answer. So first question, when will they know the times and days for the meetings? I don't know if Marielle and Zakia, you want to answer that?
Great question. That will be released a couple weeks before school during the summer. We're currently, since we added 2 new clubs, we're currently in the process of kind of changing a couple times. So we've had traditionally like the pretty much the same schedule, but that will change a little bit this year with the addition of our 2 new clubs. So keep an eye out. I would say for sure by September, if we'll definitely be posting it once we're back in school on our social media, but it will also be in our newsletters.
yeah, so you'll definitely know when you step foot on campus for classes, you'll know when to come into the MCC. We'll make sure that it's shouted out everywhere. And again, like Marielle said, if you can't find it, just check our social media and you'll be able to get updated.
Another questions, I don't know if Jaden or Marielle, because you were also like club like co-chairs, what are some responsibilities of first year reps? Because I know you guys said you were first year reps and you helped work with first year reps in a different board position. So would you like to speak more on that?
Yeah, great question. So I will say first year reps for every single club is a little different as it comes to your responsibilities and your roles. For example, for LSU, our first year reps traditionally oversee familias. Well, I say traditionally, but familias were introduced when I was a first year rep. So for the past 4 years, that's kind of what they've overseen. But aside, just kind of in general, just regardless of what club you're a first year rep for, you can first year reps really get this opportunity to create just an additional community, because we have something called Fresh Mesh. This is actually going to be put on by Taylor. So if any of you want to be spending time with Taylor, apply to be a freshman representative. And pretty much what they meet either bi-monthly, quarterly. It all really depends on your guys' schedule, but it's really an opportunity to get to know all the freshman representatives of the other organizations, as well as just create a community for first years, because we want you guys to be, this is your first year on campus. I know it's a big adjustment, I know, but at the end of the day, we want you to feel that you are supported and that you have a home and a community to rely on. And I think Fresh Mesh really it is super lit. It really does that. So yeah, I would definitely say get involved. And yeah, Jaden.
Yeah, just to add on for like what first year reps do, at least I can talk about like for Barcata, because I was first year rep for Barcata. Basically you just like introduced to like what it's like to be a board member in a club. So then it kind of like opens the door for like you to be a board member like in the future years. And yeah, like at least for like what I did, they sometimes like they we would like put on events like specifically for first years, like Fresh Mesh, but then we also like did put on events for like the whole club. So it's like a little taste of like leadership, what leadership in MCC looks like. So if you want to like, if that's what you're interested down the road, like starting with as first year rep is a great way to do it.
Perfect. Great answers. Great answers. And then Mario, Zakia, if either one of you wants to hop on, answer the next question, or if somebody else has like more experience, can you apply to be an MCC leader as a freshman and a commuter student?
Absolutely.
Definitely. Please do. The MCC leadership is not just reserved for people who have experience or who have been on Santa Clara's campus, because no matter who you are, you have experience that could be valuable for us. We brought on a lot of people who have not been on MCC staff before this year. So definitely don't be discouraged by any experience that you think you should have. You can be a commuter student. Your experience is also super valuable. Knowing the area, especially for positions like YEP director or advocacy, having knowledge of the area is really, really beneficial to us. So yeah, definitely there are no barriers to it.
Yeah, I'll echo that 100%. Please join. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. And I think anybody can answer this next question. Have club meetings ever conflicted with class times or schedules for you?
I will say sadly, sometimes there will be conflicts. Sometimes it's just kind of out of your control, especially if you really need that one class, and that one class is only at 5:30 on like Monday, Wednesdays, that of course that comes up, but also remember that we're on a quarter system. So your classes are constantly changing. You might have that 5:30 winter quarter, but you might not have it spring. So that means, you really have these chances to interact and continue to go meetings. And even if there is conflicts, between your class schedule and meeting times, there's sometimes clubs will also put on events outside of their traditional meeting times, and these are usually more just social events, just get to know each other type events, and these are really a great opportunity for you to still create a community, even if you have a bit of a heavier load that quarter, but at the end of the day, as we said, we are also committed to upholding student and excellency. Did I say that right? Yeah. And it's really about, at the end of the day, we want to be a community to support you in creating a social community, but also in your studies. We know how hard it is to be on this campus for the first time, to really have that feeling of imposter syndrome, as Zakia mentioned, and really for the first time be scared, not to scare you guys, to like kind of be scared. At least for myself, I know one of my first classes, I've always been used to being like the smartest person in the room, but that wasn't the case anymore. I really had to start working to make sure that I was caught up to all of my peers because of, maybe the circumstances and the background that I come from. But at the end of the day, who did I go to like lean on and rely on? My MCC community, because they had all faced the same exact thing before. They had all gone through the same experiences. So as much as you can find a social community, you can also find that community to go study with you, have like daily study breaks or weekly or whatever it may be. And also just, you'll know more people to know people in your classes because you'll recognize them from general meetings,
Exactly. So make sure that you're staying up to date with the social medias, with the newsletters, with the communities. There's probably group meets and things like that you can still be involved. And we really want to encourage you not to be deterred. Just because you missed a few meetings doesn't mean that you're not part of a club or a community anymore. They're still going to welcome you no matter how often you've been there. I myself, my junior year, half the meetings I missed. That's okay. It happens. And if you feel like you come back and it's not as welcoming of a space, just come into the office and talk to us and we'll figure something out for you. We'll connect you to some people directly so that you feel like you have a few people to talk to when you get there. Because sometimes that can be the biggest part, just feeling like you know someone there. So definitely, if you can't get there, that's okay. We can definitely find a way around it though, because having that community, like Marielle said, is super important.
And yeah, if anyone else, please.
I received a question. What has been your favorite events hosted by the MCC? Maria, Zakia, if you want to get started, if not, I can call on somebody else.
Yeah, no.
Oh, night market.
Night market is always fun. That's put on by APSU. That's really a fun event. I'll say that they're one of the clubs that really gets everyone just like is able to get everyone together and to come out for an event, which is kind of rare. I will say, like, but they really pull it together every year. So I would say night market is so much fun. That's usually it's late. It's like 9 p.m. to 12. I want to say, yeah, it's 9 p.m. to 12. And they have so many different foods.
Yeah, MCC has a lot of events with food. That is, and it's always the best when the food is there, right? And it's usually affordable. It's made by people, and it's really helpful. So like Global Village, there's so many different tents that you can go to, and it was really fun having Global Village this year with the music going on, because we had a DJ who was Vic on our board actually. So get ready for some more good DJing. But having music from everybody, or everybody can just come together and have a good time, that's also super, super fun.
Does any other OLs want to add on? If you have one on the top of your head.
No, mine was gonna be APSU just and the night market, just because that was like one of, I guess, the first big events that I really went to, just because I felt like I didn't really have a lot of time to go to a lot. But that night market was really fun just because like yeah, I would like walk around and like you get food here and then like you see someone else eating some stuff, you're like, wait, where do you get that? And like you go back to the booths and it's like it was just fun. Like there was like dumplings, there was like green waffles, there was pancakes, there was like a lot of like cultured food, and it's just fun because like you get to try it when you normally like wouldn't be able to.
I'll jump in. So I don't have like a specific like one event because I like so many events, but like I said in the beginning, it's my goal to try to go to like all the cultural club meetings. And my other goal is also to try to go to all the culture shows. I did get COVID, so I wasn't able to do that, but I went to quite a few of them and they're so fun. I'm also biased because I was a culture show coordinator for Igwe last year, but it is so fun. I'm telling you, because it's so, first of all, different cultures. So it's super unique to like the specific club, but then like there's different styles that like, there's different showcases of like the culture for that club. So some clubs might do like a play, some clubs might do more of like a food and entertainment type of thing. Like it's an experience. Like you just have to go. Like I can't even explain like what it looks like. You just have to be there, and it's really, really fun. So I would say culture show season, which is usually like spring quarter, very excellent. Chef's kiss.
I'll go briefly just so we have time for like the MCC tour, but I dropped the link in the chat. So if y'all want to like learn more about the different events hosted by the different clubs, please like click the link. It's like such a good resource. But for me personally, I really like McVary's, and I'm also biased because I'm hosting it this coming year. But it's basically like a prom for the BIPOC students. And you know, like while we do go to a predominantly white institution, I don't know, BIPOC people just do it so much better, personally speaking. So definitely pull up at the end of spring quarter. I better see all of your faces there, or you know, we're not friends anymore. But you know what? That's a lie, because we're all friends. BIPOC unity, solidarity. Woohoo.
Jaden, idea.
I was Olivia took my. I was also gonna say culture shows, but I'll have a different take. I would say being in the culture show. I was in culture show for Barca the past 2 years, and it's super fun. Top 10 experience of my life. It was really fun. Just like because I like growing up, I always like wanted to connect more in my culture, and I felt like by actually being in the culture show, I was really able to immerse myself. So. No, that's not one upping. You were director. That's better. That's so much better. But I'm just saying, if you have the opportunity, you should be in the culture show for whatever club that you want to join, because it's a lot of fun.
I'll say mine briefly. I also put in the chat, but Igwe every quarter hosts a talent show that's open to all SU students. So you don't have to be a part of Igwe to join, but it's called Love Jones, and it's just so much fun. Every time I have a good time. People do comedy, people sing, people dance. Some people even show like cooking, like someone in Igwe like often shows like how to cook different cultural foods. So it's a good time. It's a good time.
Okay, and then I guess I can go last. I will say, like some people said, the Global Village. I thought that was like really, really fun. I stayed like the entire time, and like all the stalls and like the different types of food. And it was like on a weekend, so it was really fun. And they had like trivia, and people were showcasing like songs or dances, and that was like really fun to watch. And I won this shirt, this MCC from Global Village Trivia, so I definitely has to go Village for me. But yeah, we can move on to the tour.
Yes, I know. You guys are dying to see it. We will, let's show it to you. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, here I am running. This is pretty much our lounge. So I'm trying to get a good angle. There's a Kia, so you can kind of see, you know, how this is home. Yes, so here all those chairs, we can move them. We also have a whole bunch of chairs along the side. We have a little swing from Mock Shoddy. Back in this area is kind of a study slash storage slash library area. Watch the kid run around. And then this back wall, I will say me and Zakia are currently cleaning the MCC after this entire year. So MCC chairs are the beds. This back here, when you guys come in during the fall, there will be a full calendar here with all the MCC events, something we're bringing this year. So lots of art. Yeah, look at how beautiful the art pieces are. Then we go to the office. This is how you walk in. And then you're in the office. And this is the MCC office. Also kind of messy. I am so sorry. As I mentioned, Zakia and I are indeed cleaning. There's a fridge. You can put any food you want in there. We do not have running water, I should tell you. Or a bathroom, but we do have a water heater, you know, for your little maruchan cup of noodles moment. But this is the MCC. This is the desk for center assistants. That's my desk, and that's Zakia's desk. Is there anything else you guys would like to see specifically? Oh my God, I'm literally out of breath. Yeah, Alex's background is this chair exactly right here. This is where she be sitting every day. Like I walk in, Alex is there. I think she was in the MCC more than I was last year, and that says a lot because I wasn't here a lot. Yeah, any other questions for Zakia and I, or any last moment things the people have requested? Oh wow, cartwheel.
Oh, I can actually
do
that.
do it. Oh. There we go. There's your cartwheel. But thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you so much for getting to know a little bit about the MCC. We can't wait to see you.
We want to see you in here in the building with us daily,
every day. So y'all better pull up. We're so excited for this year. If there's ever anything you need, you guys have our emails.
If you have any ideas about what you want the MCC to do this year, let us know, because we are here for you.
Exactly. But thank you guys so much. I love sharing our space with all of y'all. Oh yeah.
And before we close, we do have, this is just the first event in a series, so keep an eye out. We will be having many more MCC events to come. There'll be socials, there'll be many things, so keep an eye out for those. And yeah, we hope to see y'all there.
Yes, I believe our next one is going to be on Monday. I want to say 4 p.m. PDT, and it will be posted on Bronco Exchange sometime, I think today or tomorrow. So yes, well, yeah, sign up for that one.
Thank you guys. It was so nice meeting you all. I'm so glad to see all your faces.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.